Yeah, we're really proud of the effort from our team tonight. Guys played extremely hard. The preparation during the week was outstanding. Just so important to our players and to our staff. And I just really have a lot of respect for our players, and I admire how they approach these games and how much they put into it and how hard they play. And so it was a relentless effort. Complementary football, offense, defense, and special teams. We showed improvement in some areas, which is much needed, and guys really dug in this week and made a conscious effort to get better. And we had some guys step up also, because we had some guys banged up, so we need some guys to step in. Obviously, we had confidence in them to get the job done, and they went in there and played with a lot of effort and toughness, mental and physical toughness, and that's what it takes. And so, we got the end result that we wanted, and we'll check out the film. We'll see where we need to improve. We'll get some things cleaned up, and we'll get ready for the next one. That's what it feels like in November. This is a team that is not entitled. Everything that we've gotten to this point, we've earned. We've had to take, and that's what we'll continue to have to do. We're gonna have to earn it, and we'll have to work extremely hard, and we'll have to continue to play with great effort and mental and physical toughness. That's what it's going to take to get the job done here this week and down the stretch.
Mel, in the first half, the way they were loading the box, you talk about the way Peyton and Jaden in particular took advantage of that.
Yeah, well, obviously we knew that they were going to do that, and we knew that we were going to have to make some plays in tight coverage. Some contested catches and things like that. And, we had a really good game plan. And when you pass the game, you got the design, and you have the protection, you got the execution, you got the throw, you got the catch. You got all of that and on a consistent basis. And so we knew there was going to be tough sled, and we're going to have to make some plays, and we did.
Mel, over here. You talk about the 24-hour rule a lot. I'm guessing you don't need it in a week like this. Can you speak to the opportunity you set yourself up for and the importance of having a game like this before it, where you sort of get your feet back under you a little bit?
We got a process. We're gonna do what we do. We got a 24-hour rule, and then we'll get ready for the next one. It's November, and we know what's at stake and what the preparation is going to be there. We're going to, like I just said, we're going to look at the film, and we're going to get ready for the next one. We got some things we need to clean up, and we got some guys. We're going to try to get some guys back, and then we'll just keep chopping. But it's 2 + 2 is 4, so it's not going to change. We got to do what we got to do. We got a process. We're going to stick with it.
Coach, you talk about over here. You talk about the adversity that you have with players not being there, and you see guys like Noah Harvey step up. What is it that you and your staff does or says to these players to make sure they're ready when you call their number?
Yeah, next man up. If you're in the game, you're a starter. Whether somebody's helmet comes off and you're going in, or there's an injury, or someone gets ejected or whatever's next man up. If you're in the game, you're a starter. Offense, defense, special teams. Doesn't matter if you're a freshman, you're a senior, whatever. We wouldn't put you in the game. We didn't have confidence in you to get the job done. That's what we tell them.
Mel, you've talked about you've got to take what you can get. Can you talk about how the college football playoff rankings may have influenced that line of thinking, and what was your reaction to the rankings this past week?
It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It doesn't have anything to do with our preparation. It doesn't have anything to do with our mindset. That's just nothing.
Do you want me? Okay, I didn't know who was next. There was a lot of conversation this week about how you guys would bounce back. And so what impressed you the most in the way in which you won this game today?
It was the Monday through Friday, preparation. The players really stepped up. Like I said, they did a lot of extra work, and in the evening, after class, in between classes, just preparing for the game, and making sure that we knew what to do, how to do it, why it's important to do things a certain way, and just going through the process step by step. The process is, a series of actions, a series of steps, to get to an end result. And so we did that during the week, and then we knew coming into the game that we're going to have to play hard, be physical. It was going to be 60 minutes, and we were going to, it's going to be a 15-round, November game. We had good football weather today. We're in the woodshed. We're undefeated at home. It was good to be back in there, and guys were playing hard for each other. So I was really just impressed with the preparation, and then actually taking it into the game and just playing, one play, not looking at the scoreboard. You couldn't tell whether it was the first play or if it was the last play. And from where I sat, you couldn't tell what the score was or anything because they were just playing, and that's what we need to do. That's how you play. That's how we need to play the game of football.
Coach, over here, in terms of Noah Harvey, he didn't have a lot of tackles statistically, but he made some impact plays. Talk a little bit about the sequence where he gets the PI and then the very next play gets the interception and what that tells you about him.
Yeah, that's all about playing the next play. It's just a cycle of a play. The play comes in, you review your assignment, you play the play, and then you evaluate it, good or bad, and then you get to neutral and you move on to the next one. That's what you have to do. Everything's not going to always go your way, but you keep playing the next play. You focus on what you have to do and you execute. And he's played in games before. He's been there, and he's a very important part of our defense, like a very important player on our team. Everyone has a role, and every single role is significant, whether you're playing or you're not, and so, he stepped up and did that, and that's keep chopping, that's being resilient, being relentless, and it takes mental toughness to do that. He's built for that.
Mel, right down here. Last week, you talked about getting off the field and defensively getting stops on third down being a problem, but how would you sort of assess that effort today, especially given some of the guys that were out for you guys defensively?
Well, we know that they have very good offense and good players, and I thought we made some significant improvements on third down. Defensively, I think they were 3 of 13 or something like that. So that's solid, and it can help you win games. And getting off the field on third down, it was a point of emphasis this week. My hat goes off to Scotty and the staff, digging in and just, finding solutions, finding solutions to issues, and then preparing the players really stepping up and knowing what we need to do, to be able to get off the field. And then, we were able to convert, offense some too. So that's, it was good complementary football that way.
Right here. A lot of times this year, we've seen so much of your guys' offense set up sort of through the running game and getting that established first. It seemed like today, maybe a little bit of the opposite, where the passing game sort of found its footing, and then later the run game started to heat up a little bit. Do you think that's a step of growth for this offense, the way the passing game was sort of able to carry things early, and Peyton and the receivers setting that tone early offensively as opposed to starting it on the ground?
Yeah, we have to be able to attack people, and whatever ways that we think is going to get the job done. And so you have to play the game that you need to play that week. Whatever is offensively, defensively, special teams, whatever the game plan calls for. And obviously, we have to have balance on offense. We have to be able to run it and throw it. And sometimes, you gotta win one-on-one. And you gotta protect. You gotta deliver the ball, and you gotta go up and make plays. And we have confidence in Peyton and our pass protection, our receivers. To throw the ball. It's not a 3 yards in a cloud of dust situation like all the time. We have to be able to do it. Move the ball and score in different ways. I think we've shown that. Throughout this season. We're not a one-dimensional offense.
Okay, we got 3 more. Chris, Jeff, and Matt to wrap.
I wondered if you could kind of speak to the toughness factor right now of your team. I mean, you have been playing with guys banged up, guys playing through some bumps and bruises out there, but still making some big plays. How much did you see that tonight, and how much do you guys need that next week?
Yeah, I just think toughness is not an issue with this club, with this ball club. That's not a question in my mind. You know, that's never been a question. You know, it's like I said, I admire the way our guys play, and I respect the way they play, because they do play with effort and they do play with toughness, mental and physical toughness. And so, you know, like I said, my hat goes off to them, because they have to go out there and do it. When they're going out there, they're preparing, and they're going out there on Saturdays and laying it on the line, you know, for each other, and everybody knows what, you know, that we're coming in here to win games. And so, I mean, the opponent, you know, they have a vote as well. So it's not like you just going to give it to you, man. You got to go out there, you got to earn it, you got to take it. And it's football, so the name of the game is hit, and it's a physical deal out there. It's a lot of one-on-one battles. It's nose-to-nose, shoe-to-shoe, you know, belly button to belly button, you know, out there all over the field. And I mean, you can't get it done if you don't have any toughness, you know, mental toughness, physical. You just don't even have a chance.
Mel, you talk about being able to play at less than 100%. When did you know that Coughlin would be available for you, at least on PAT, if not on kickoff? And if you'd had a 45-yard field goal or something, could you have used him? Yeah, I mean, you know, he gave us what he had, and you know, we're evaluating him throughout the week. And so, you know, we had a game plan for it, and we executed. And you know, there's not a lot of guys right now, college or pro, that are 100% this time of year. You know, it's just a human performance business, and when you play in football, guys are going to get banged up. Guys are playing hard, so there's always going to be some type of, you know, injuries or guys playing in less than 100, and that's where you get the power of a team. You know, you get the team, you get guys, you know, rallying around each other, playing for each other, guys stepping up, you know, and we're not just relying on one guy here, one guy there. It's everyone, it's the staff, it's the support staff, it's the coaches, it's the players, it's everybody. You know, everybody's got to, you know, be ready to pitch in and give us what they can. And in some situations, guys can't go. They can't go. The guys that can go are going, and they're giving us what they have. Whatever, it might be a couple plays here, it might be a full game. So that's the way it is this time of year. So after warm-ups, did you know, hey, I can get this out of them, I can't get this out of them?
Yeah, we had a pretty good idea going into the game, and then during warm-ups, and then, you know, we communicated during warm-ups, and then we always communicate in the locker room. You know, after we come off the field, we always communicate as a staff. And we have a quick staff meeting. We talk about, you know, what we saw from the other team in warm-ups, if we saw anything differently than what we expected, or confirm something that we've seen before. And we also always talk about injuries, you know, and where we think guys are, and then we go with that.
We'll wrap with Matt.
Hey, Mel, right in the middle here. I already mentioned Noah Harvey's interception, but that, along with you guys got the pressure that forced the yes, thank you, grounding call. Just the point being, you saw how quickly they could score. I think they had 2 drives of less than a minute. How big were those stops for your defense in the game?
Yeah, big stops. You know, they have their offenses. They've been able to score, and they you know, they've been able to throw the ball, and they can score quickly. They have good players. We knew that going in, and we knew we were going to have to get some stops, and we're going to have rush and coverage working together. You know, we had pressures in there, and some guys made some plays, and you know, we were aggressive in what we were doing, and the guys carried out the game plan and played hard. You know, it wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good enough to get the job done, and it's something that we can build upon moving forward.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Go Green.